Good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another video. And back down in my library at a slightly different angle because my basement is a mess right now after Christmas. But today I'm going to bring you my final book haul of 2022. And from here on out, you probably won't see as many book hauls as I usually do, like every month, because my bookshelf is a mess and I really need to clean it up and actually read some of these books. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm only going to go venture out to like Barnes & Noble like when an anticipated book is coming out. So you won't see as many book hauls at all on this channel. So I'm trying to work that out and maybe do like TBR videos or wrap-ups per month instead of book hauls. But I might do a book haul like bi-monthly because I just need a break from it. It's quite a lot, but I'm rambling. Let's get into the books. And all of these books are from Barnes & Noble. And I'm going to start off with my hardcovers. Here we go. The first book I want to show off is Leech by Hiron, Ennis. Yeah. But this was pitched to me as like kind of like a cure for wellness, where it's like some medical trial and like an institution. So it's a new horror novel that is kind of like that same premise. And at first I really didn't remember that I actually picked this up this month. It's been a very long month. But that's all I had to say about this book. That was Leech. Next book I got was Sign Here by Claudia Lux. And this is actually a book of the month selection in, I want to say, October or November. But I parted ways, so I just picked it up this month. It's essentially this employee of hell that needs to find like a replacement to take over his job. So he has to find a soul and have that soul work for him in hell to let him get out of hell. That's the best I can describe this book. It's kind of like a paranormal fiction. And I definitely like this cover. And it sounds really interesting. It's kind of thick, but I will definitely get to it soon. That was Sign Here by Claudia Lux. And the final hardcover I got, and this is actually a historical fiction. It's going to be When the Missouri Ran Red by Jem R. Woolard. And this is a novel of the Civil War. So I'm going to go ahead and read the inside flap. Autumn 1864. Rebel bushwhackers have seized and looted a small town in Missouri. Wounded left for dead by his half-brother, 17-year-old Owen Wainwright, is captured and conscripted by the Confederate Army. As a troop's blacksmith, he witnesses the horrors of war firsthand. The savagery of General Selby's Iron Brigade, the massacres of Union troops, the bloody battles at Lexington, Westport, and Mine Creek. Against all odds, Owen survives with the help of an unlikely ally, a new friend in arms, and the only person he trusts. But if fate is cruel, war can be crueler. So, sounded interesting, and I've recently had an interest in like military history, so I just picked this book up on a whim, and I might enjoy it. So that was When the Missouri Ran Red. And now the rest of these books are, I would say, classics to modern classics. So let's get started with those. And they all are in paperback. First one I want to show is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey. And this is based off of the popular 1973 or 4 movie starring Jack Nicholson, where he is voluntarily put in an insane asylum to uncover the truth of how the patients are treated. And we also meet one of the best villainesses in literature and movie history, Nurse Ratched. Really enjoy the movie, and I really want to read the book sometime next year, and I really hope it happens, because I'm going to say I'm going to have a lot more free time next year. So that was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Next is another classic that was made into a movie, and that is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Hunter S. Thompson. And the subtitle is A Savage Journey to the Heart of the American Dream. So what I understand of this, it's a wacky drug trip. So I've never seen the movie, but I know it stars Johnny Depp, and he's like starts hallucinating severely. And this is just basically another book that I'm about ready to show next, but it's a drug trip. But that was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Speaking of that similar book, I got On the Road by Jack Kerouac, and I'm just going to read the back of this. Pulsating with the rhythms of 50s underground America, jazz, sex, illicit drugs, and the mystery and promise of the open road, Jack Kerouac's classic novel of freedom and longing to find what is meant to be beat. It has inspired every generation since its initial publication more than 50 years ago. Based on Kerouac's adventures with Neil Cassidy, On the Road tells the story of two friends whose four cross-country road trips are a quest for meaning and true experience. Written with a mixture of sad-eyed naivety and wild abandon, and imbued with Kerouac's love of America, his compassion for humanity, and his sense of language as jazz, On the Road is the quintessential American vision of freedom and hope, vibrant, compelling, and full of wonder. So yeah, this literally sounds like a road trip. I've never read this. I heard it's kind of controversial, but sounds pretty interesting. So I picked it up on a whim. That was On the Road by Jack Kerouac. And the final classic I got is going to be a very, very popular book that was read through like high school and possibly college. But I've listened to this last year, and I really enjoyed it, so I wanted a physical copy. I got Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. Extremely short book with a gut punch of an ending. So this tells the story of like George and Lenny, and they're two crooks trying to get away with a crime or something, and then in the end, Lenny snaps. He's actually kind of autistic in a way, so he goes to the point where, if I remember correctly, he snaps the neck of a prostitute, and George is forced to actually shoot him dead. So it's definitely a gut punch of an ending. Really enjoyed this, and I would really like to reread it. But that was Of Mice and Men. Moving on, I have a classic vampire retelling. This was Let the Right One In by John Ajvide Lindquist. Yeah. But this is originally a Swedish novel, and it was made into a movie twice. First in its native country, and then the American remake is just called Let Me In. So this tells the story of like a boy befriending a new girl that moved in next door to him, and she turns out to be like a vampire. So it's kind of like a love story that's coming of age with a vampire. Really solid American remake, but I've never seen the original. Obviously, I've never read the book. It's quite big. But I'm definitely willing to give it a try. And I definitely do want to watch the Showtime series too. But that was Let the Right One In. Next up, it's going to be Bullet Train by Kotaro Isaka. And this is based off of the movie that came out earlier this year. Really enjoyed it. And this is a multi-perspective story that deals with a ton of characters on this bullet train going to one location. And Ladybug is an unlucky assassin that's in the middle of all of it. This movie was pretty awesome, and I really want to read the book. So I've been looking for this for quite a bit, and I just found it. I don't really want to get into spoilers because there's a lot to it, but let's just say it's a rollicking good time. That was Bullet Train. Next up is going to be another Dennis Lehane, and this is called Moonlight Mile. And I'm going to go ahead and read the back to this as well. Amanda McCready was 4 years old when she vanished from her blue-collar Boston neighborhood. Patrick Kenzie and Angela Gennaro risked everything to find her, only to orchestrate her return to a neglectful mother and broken home. 12 years later, Amanda, now 16, is gone again. Still haunted by their consciences, Kenzie and Gennaro must now revisit the nightmare that once tore them apart. Following the trail of a lost teenager into a world of identity thieves, methamphetamine dealers, and Russian gangsters, they once again put everything that matters to them on the line in pursuit of an answer to a troubling question. Is it possible to do the right thing and still be dead wrong? So it sounds very vague, but it sounds really interesting. And it's not too big, but hopefully get to it very soon. That was Moonlight Mile. And the final book I want to show off is okay. Was a very popular horror book that was talked about on YouTube for a few years now. I got Night Film by Marisha Pessel, and I don't really know much about this, but I think this is basically about like a woman writing a new horror script, and the horror script comes to life or something. I mean, it's got like a lot of multimedia in it, so there's a lot of pictures and excerpts and stuff. So it sounded pretty interesting, and I had an interest in it, so here it is. Night Film by Marisha Pessel. And that is my last book haul of 2022. So, look forward to more videos. I'll have my top 10 movies of 2022, top 10 books of 2022, and the movies I watched in December. So, I'm hoping to like knock these out within the next couple days. So look forward to all that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.